In a quiet old village, where the mornings smelled like mitti after dew and the evenings were wrapped in golden sunsets, lived an 18-year-old boy named Ayan. Ayan wasn't lazy, but he wasn't disciplined either. He had dreams, big ones. He wanted to leave the village one day, make his parents proud, and build a life people would talk about. But every morning he would wake up late. Every plan he made stayed only in his head.
Kelsey Stark Karunga. Tomorrow never came.
One day, after another unproductive morning, Ayan walked out of his house, frustrated with himself. He wandered toward the fields, his thoughts heavy. As he sat near a tree, something caught his attention. A tiny ant, carrying a grain of food much bigger than itself. The ant struggled, it slipped.
Fell, tried again, and again, and again. Ayan watched for minutes, then longer.
Finally, he whispered, "Why don't you just give up?" Of course, the ant didn't answer. But somehow, the message was clear. It never stopped. Ayan leaned back, thinking, this tiny creature doesn't wait for motivation. It just moves. The next morning, something unusual happened.
Ayan woke up early, not because he felt like it,
but because he remembered the ant. He stepped outside, still sleepy, still unmotivated. But he moved anyway. As he walked through the village, he noticed a rooster crowing at the exact same time it did every day. No excuses, no delay. He saw a farmer already working in the fields, his hands rough, his routine steady. And then, near the river, he saw a horse being trained. The horse didn't understand the commands at first. It resisted, it stumbled, but slowly, with repetition, it improved. Ayan stood there, realizing something deeper. Discipline is not about feeling ready. It's about repeating the right actions, even when you don't feel like it. Days turned into weeks. Ayan made a simple rule for himself. Wake up early.
Help his father.
Study for a few hours, practice skills. No excuses. Some days were easy. Most days were not. There were mornings when his body screamed to sleep more. Evenings when his friends called him to waste time. Moments when he felt like quitting. But every time he felt weak, he remembered the ant. He remembered the rooster. He remembered the horse. And he kept going. Slowly, something started changing. Not just his routine, but his mindset. He became calmer, focused,
stronger. People in the village began noticing.
"Ye wahi Ayan hai. Isme itna change kaise aaya?" But the biggest change wasn't visible. It was inside him. 1 year later, Ayan stood at the same tree where he once sat, lost and frustrated. But this time, he wasn't the same boy. He had learned skills, gained confidence, built habits, and most importantly, he had built discipline. Not in one day, but in small daily actions. He looked down and smiled as he saw another ant carrying something bigger than itself. This time, he didn't question it. He understood it, because he had become just like it, consistent, patient, unstoppable. And as the sun began to set over the village, Ayan whispered to himself, "Success is not one big moment. It's small efforts repeated every single day." Now tell me, if a tiny ant, a rooster, and a horse can follow discipline every single day, what's stopping you?